How would I describe Perspectives? It's a series of 15 classes given by different guest speakers in topics ranging from what the Bible says about missions, from the very start of the Old Testament all the way through the New Testament, different classes on different cultures and religions in the world, what are current mobilization strategies, history of missions through the years.
I have learned so much about world religions, and it has taken the scariness out of it. I believe I could speak with a Muslim or Buddhist or whatever, and have an intelligent, unoffensive conversation with them, and hopefully get to the point where I could present the gospel in a way that is meaningful to them from their culture and what they already know.
Used to, as far as the Eastern people, I didn't care much for. I just thought, man, the guys are off the wall. But you see they're in deception, and it just give me a more heart for them.
Yes.
I would say it's led to a lot of prayer. Like, I felt like a lot of it before we were like, well, God will just show us. But more like finding out, no, this is a command. We need to be actively taking part in this in some way with wherever God has us at the moment. Has led to a lot of prayer and just evaluation of how are we using our time and our resources and everything that God's given us. So I think a lot of right now is just prayer and conversation and evaluating. But hopefully next steps soon.
I have been a Christian for decades now, as I like to say, longer than most people at Redeemer have been alive. And I thought I understood a little bit about missions. I would have said that I have a heart for missions my entire Christian life. But my knowledge didn't scratch the surface of what I have just in a few weeks learned at Perspectives. It is so encouraging and challenging. Every believer, honestly, every believer should take this course by doing the readings, and even if you just listen to the speakers, you get a heart for what God is up to in this world, and that we get to partner with Him in His mission to bless the nations with the gospel. Perspectives is not just for someone who wants to be a missionary. It's for people who don't know anything about missions and missionaries. It's really for the whole church.
We didn't expect the workload, but that's actually been really helpful because a lot of they're reflecting on what we've learned, which we didn't know we'd have to keep up with that in all the readings, but that's actually been really nice to process, what we learned in a 2-3 hours almost session of just, okay, what did they talk about and how does this apply to the gospel and that kind of thing. It's been really good for that. I didn't expect to learn so much about other religions and other cultures, and that's been really helpful for me in understanding a lot of friends that I have or people that we've come across, and just different things that they do and how that reflects back on their beliefs and that kind of thing has been really interesting and eye-opening.
I didn't expect to be so immediately moved or to feel the immediate discomfort of I need to do something different. I figured at some point there would be a little bit of that, but from the very start, I was like, oh, there's something to change. But also, I was immediately encouraged that this has always been the way God would have it, and we're safe and secure there. No matter who you are in the church, we all have a part to play in evangelizing and sharing the gospel, whether that's being the one who goes, being the one who sends, praying, just being support for the missionaries, being a part of funding for missionaries. Everyone has a role to play, and that's not an option we have. And this is a great course to learn what's going on in the world and how doable it is, because God gave us the command, and it's something that He's enabled us to do and not something to be scared of.